Good afternoon, everybody. Before we go into live stream, I want to make sure everyone's mics works. We're going to start with CDTFA to test. Please make sure, at least on mine, the push button's a little difficult, so it takes a lot of force. So CDTFA, please do a mic check.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Thank you. And
Good
I
afternoon.
feel like the sound is a little bit far.
I'm guessing this is the translator I'm hearing. At this moment,
Yes.
I believe we're going to be as needed, so I will swear
Okay.
you in a moment, but in the interim, I will let you know when it's time for you to be sworn in. I do believe we're all live on YouTube. Should that help as well?
Okay. Is there a link?
Can someone please send her the link to the YouTube channel?
Do you have my email? I'll text you the email.
I just been informed that management would prefer you just to listen to the hearing over the phone rather than use YouTube in case there's any echoing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just put on the caption. Okay. To avoid echoing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Before we begin, CDTFA, did you provide a list of legal authorities and proper names that you intend to mention during the case, if applicable, pursuant to my minutes and orders?
I do not have the name of the client.
Translator, please just wait until I ask you to translate.
Sorry.
That's okay. CDTFA?
Question.
In my minutes and orders, I always ask for a list of legal authorities and cases that may be mentioned during your presentation for for Ms. Alonso, and I don't know if it's applicable, and if it is, I was wondering if you provided it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's applicable.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed. All right, we are live streamed. Oh, hold on. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Office of Tax Appeals. Today's oral hearing proceedings for the appeal of Ramzi Albahu, who is publicly viewable, and a hearing reporter will report everything that is said. Joining us today remotely is Ms. Jaber, an interpreter. Ms. Jaber, I need to swear you in as an interpreter. Are you there?
I'm there.
Great. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret it accurately, completely, and impartially from Arabic to English and English to Arabic to the best of your ability? Please say yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I am Shireen Reidenauer, and I am the lead administrative law judge for purposes of this hearing. My co-panelists today are Teresa Stanley and Amanda Vasig. Also present is our hearing reporter, Ms. Alonso. Everyone must speak clearly, loudly, and one at a time. After the hearing, an official hearing transcript will be available at OTA's website. OTA is not a court, but an independent appeals body, which is staffed by tax experts and is independent of CTFA. Certain guidelines must be followed to ensure that we establish a proper record on which a decision is based and to conduct an orderly hearing. All parties must be courteous and may not interrupt another party. CDTFA, do you intend pending a showing of good cause to submit any new exhibits or witnesses not previously identified?
We have nothing.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Albahu, I believe this must be your exhibits on my,
Yes.
yes, okay. We will address them more on the record.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Albahu, just let us know if you need translation from time to time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is new for us with the remote translator, so just. Mhm. Is there any questions you have before we proceed?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Stanley, are you ready? Yes. Judge Verseek?
I am, thank you.
And Ms. Alonso? We are opening the record in the Office of Tax Appeals oral hearing for the appeal of Ramsey Albahu, case number 2407-16793. Today is September 17th, 2025, and the time is 2:30 p.m. The hearing is being held at Sacramento, California. Today's hearing is being held by a three-person panel. My name is Shireen Ridenauer, and I am the lead judge. My co-panelists are Judge Stanley and Judge Verseek. Also with us remotely is Mona Jaber, who is an interpreter who is available to interpret as needed from English to Arabic and Arabic to English. Ms. Jaber was sworn in prior to going on the record. Mr. Albahu, as previously discussed with OTA, Mr. Jaber is available remotely to interpret during this hearing. If you end up needing something translated, please say something and it will be translated.
Thank you.
For the record, will the parties please state their names and who they represent, starting with representatives for CDTFA.
Nalan Samar Vikrama, hearing representative for CDTFA.
Jason Parker, Chief of Headquarters Operations Bureau with CDTFA.
Christopher Brooks, attorney for CDTFA.
Ramsey Albahu, the owner of Pine and Jones Market.
Thank you very much. As stated in my minutes of order, is dated August 28, 2025, there are two issues in this appeal: whether adjustments to be the disallowed claimed exempt sales are warranted, and whether appellant was negligent. Since the pre-hearing conference, CDTFA conducted a re-audit, which is labeled as Exhibit F. CDTFA states that it discovered it erroneously included sales tax reimbursements in its calculation of appellant's claimed exempt sales, and the re-audit resulted in a reduction of the disallowed claimed exempt sales for liability period by $76,424, which reduces the tax at issue by $6,523, plus applicable interest and the negligent penalty to $2,752.96. CDTFA, can you please confirm if my understanding as to the re-audit is correct?
Yes, Judge.
Perfect, thank you. As for exhibits, they are listed in the exhibit log provided to the parties. During the pre-hearing conference, CDTFA raised no objections to appellants 1 through 8, and they are admitted into evidence. Since the pre-hearing, CD appellant has submitted Exhibit 9. CDTFA, do you have any objections to Exhibit 9?
Yes, we do. The exhibits are definitely late, and also there are no dates associated with it, and the handwriting on it seems to want us to believe that this was from.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks, can you repeat that?
Yes, the handwriting on the exhibit purports that it was from the COVID period, but there's no date otherwise to associate it with that time period.
Mr. Albahu, do you have any response to their objection?
No, Your Honor. I got him from my phone. I went back to COVID time, and that's how I bring him.
Okay. I am going to allow them as Exhibit 9, understanding that there was an objection, and to remind the parties that the panel will examine each exhibit independently and give the evidence its appropriate weight when deciding this appeal. Okay, thank you. During the pre-hearing conference, appellant raised no objections to CDTFA's A through E, and they were admitted into evidence. Since the pre-hearing conference, CDTFA has submitted Exhibit F. Mr. Albahu, do you have any objections to CDTFA's Exhibit F?
No.
CDTFA's Exhibit F is hereby admitted into evidence. As for witnesses, CDTFA previously indicated it will not call any witnesses. Appellant indicated he will be testifying today, and CDTFA raised no objections. As such, Mr. Albahu will be sworn in before appellant's presentation, and there are no other witnesses today. As a reminder to the parties, we agreed that each party will have 30 minutes to make their presentation, and appellant will have 5 minutes to provide closing remarks. Each party is encouraged to monitor their own time. Does anyone have any questions before we move on to presentations? Mr. Albahu?
I just need 10 minutes, Your Honor, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me know. If you decide you need longer, that's fine.
Thank you.
CDTFA, any questions?
No, Judge.
All right, before we proceed, Mr. Albahu, I need to place you under oath so that we can consider your statements as testimony, and you will remain under oath until the close of this hearing. Will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say yes or no.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Okay, the time now is 2:35. When you're ready, please begin your presentation.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Ramzi Albahu. I'm the owner of Pine & Jones Market in San Francisco. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I come before you with respect for this process and with the hope that I will be judged fairly based on the facts and circumstances on my case. When I purchased the store in March 2019, it was almost the ground. The shelves were empty. The business had very little left in it. My family and I rebuilt it from scratch, working day and night to bring it back to life and to serve my community. During the audit period, my business faced external challenges. Soon after we reopened, the COVID-19 pandemic struck, like many small business owners. I worked tirelessly to keep the store open and provide essential goods. Most of what we sold during that time were non-taxable grocery, bread, milk, vegetables, frozen foods, and all other essential items. Taxable products made up only a small portion of our sales. Dispute that the CDTFA auditor relied only on 3 months of sales data from December 2022 through February 2023. Those months were outside the audit period, and they reflected a completely different time. After restrictions were lifted and business had returned to normal, by applying those months across the entire audit period, the auditor created an inflated and unrealistic estimate of my taxable sales. Also, I want to mention the auditor undercover visited my store on September 20th, 2022. She came in undercover, purchased a sandwich, and observed the store. During that visit, she asked if the sandwiches were hot. I, as the owner, told her the truth, that our sandwiches were cold. The details is important because it shows that the most of sandwiches we sell are cold food items, which are non-taxable under California's law. She also noted that the 6 fridges contained alcohol and carbonated drinks, and she is correct. Those are the taxable items. However, she concluded that about 75% of my store were taxable. The conclusion does not make sense. My store has 28 coolers in total, and only 6 contains taxable items, such as alcohol and soda. The rest are filled with non-carbonated drinks, frozen food, deli products, and a wide variety of non-taxable grocery. And during COVID, the pictures were even clearly. My store only had 2 main aisles of shelves. One aisle in the middle was stocked with produce, vegetables, and bread, and the second aisle were filled with essential grocery items. Items are not taxable. To say 75% of my store was taxable ignores the actual layout and the product mix of my business during that time. Second, the auditor did not account of the COVID-19 restrictions and curfew that directly impacted my store. From March 2020, San Francisco, a stay-at-home order forced us to reduce operations dramatically. In November 2020, statewide curfew was imposed. During those times, my business were almost entirely limited to essential food sales, which were non-taxable under California law. In addition, my business in San Francisco were required to close early, open late, under city restrictions, which further reduced customers' traffic and taxable sales. In June 2022, a flood destroyed original point-of-sale system and records. I provided the old POS system to the auditor, but she refused to use it. The flood also damaged a lot of my inventory, shelves, and other parts of my store. The disaster was something beyond my control, and I did my best to recover and provide all available documentation. The auditor failed to apply California marketplace facility law. Most of my alcohol sales during the audit period were not handled directly by me. They were sold through marketplace facility like Drizzly and others, who by law were responsible for collecting and remitting the sales tax on those transactions. I had nothing to do with the collecting or holding the tax money. Counting those sales again in my audit unfairly inflates the liability because the tax were already collected and remitted. On top of that, there were mistakes and problems in the audit. On April 11, 2023, the auditor issued 3 different liability figures in single day, ranging from $32,000 to over $50,000, and then back to $34,000. The auditor admitted in writing there had been a calculation mistake. Also, after the hearing, they sent me a letter. It shows that they found mistakenly of $72,000, and they're gonna deduct it from the $399,000 after 2 years of the hearing. Finally, I want to address the extra penalty that was added. I believe wholly unfair. At every stage, I acted in good faith. I filed timely return. I provided all the records. I cooperated fully with CDTFA dispute, delays caused by their auditor illness and workload. My accountant prepared and filed the returns based on the information available, including my direct knowledge of the business during COVID. I never intend to under-report or void my applications. My intention was always to comply with the law. Your Honor, I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm simply asking for fairness. I ask that the extra penalty be removed and that any liability recalculated using accuracy in period that date that reflects the true condition of my business. Conditions that include COVID restrictions, national disaster damage, the true product of mix of my store, and the marketplace facility rules that were affected. Thank you for your time and considering my case.
Thank you very much. CDTFA, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Judge.
Thank you. Judge Stanley, do you have any questions?
Yes, I just wanted to follow up on the new exhibit. Since you're now under oath, Mr. Albahu, can you explain what the dates are on these photos and how you access them?
Your Honor, you mean the photos I just submitted?
Yes.
Okay, so those the dates exactly when I bought the business, and after COVID hit, I have them in 2020.
So some of them are from when you bought the business, and some are from when COVID hit?
I bought the business in March 2019, and in these pictures, I found them online when I posted the bread and milk in 2020.
Okay. The one that is dated says August 6th. Does that sound right to you?
Which one?
The deli photo, it says August 6th on it.
Yes, that's another pictures of the deli, just to show my store has a deli.
Okay, and would that be August 6th of 2020?
2020, that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further
Thank you.
questions.
Judge Fasik, do you have any questions?
I do, thank you. I just want to clarify, you said that you pulled these photos from your website?
The picture on for the middle aisle of my business, I found it online that I posted when COVID hit, just to show my neighbors that I have bread and all the essential items, and that's how I found it in my phone. That's exactly when COVID started.
What page, which page would that be?
It's the middle aisle where it shows all the bread on it.
Would it be this? This is the second page.
Not this one,
not
but
this.
let me see if I have.
This one with the bread?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that would be page 3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you had posted that online to show people that you
That's
had-
correct, Your Honor.
Okay. I also want to check with you because I know CDTFA said that they offered to do a shelf test, and you declined. Can you explain?
That's correct, Your Honor. They asked me after the audit period, after COVID would ended, everything changed in my store. So that's why I said no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No
Um,
further-
I- Thank you. So in July 2022, you experienced a flood, and that damaged your POS system, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Did you not have backups?
It has no backup. I bought the store and it was in it.
Okay. And that's all my questions for now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, CDTFA, when you're ready, please begin your presentation. The time is 2:46.
Thank you, Judge. Helen is a sole proprietor who owns and operates a convenience store in San Francisco, California. The store sells various taxable and non-taxable items, including liquor, beer, wine, carbonated beverages, tobacco products, miscellaneous taxable items, non-taxable grocery items, and hot sandwiches from a deli counter. Pellant is also a licensed California lottery retailer. In early 2020, the Pellant became a marketplace seller of alcohol through Dressley, a marketplace facilitator. The department audited Pellant's business for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2022. This is Pellant's first audit. During the audit period, Pellant reported around $3.9 million as total sales and claimed deduction of around $2.8 million, consisting of sales for resales of around $55,000, non-taxable fruit products of around $2.3 million, sales tax reimbursements of around $86,000, and other deductions of around $413,000, resulting in reported taxable sale of around $1 million. And this is shown on Exhibit F, page 19. During our presentation we will explain why the department disallowed some of Pellen's claimed non-taxable sales, why the department used an indirect audit approach, how the department determined Pellen's overclaimed non-taxable sales for the audit period, and why the department recommended a negligence penalty for this Pellant. During the audit, Pellant failed to provide his complete sales records, such as POS download with all folders, daily store reports, and credit card sales receipts to verify the accuracy of the amounts reflected on Pellant sales and use tax returns. In addition, Pellant failed to provide complete purchase invoices and purchase journals for the audit period. Pellant was unable to explain how he reported his sales on its sales and use tax returns. Pellant was also unable to explain what sources he relied upon to file his sales and use tax returns. Therefore, the department did not accept Pellant's reported taxable sales or his claimed non-taxable sales. Further, the department determined that Pellant's record was such that sales could not be verified by a direct audit approach. The department completed 3 verification methods to verify the accuracy of Pellant's reported and claimed non-taxable sales. First, the department reviewed Pellant's federal income tax return for years 2020 and 2021, and this information is shown on Exhibit F, page 42. The department reconciled around $2.8 million in gross sales reflected on its federal income tax returns with total sales reported on its sales and use tax returns, and no material differences were noted for the same period. And these calculations are shown on Exhibit F, page 42. The department also compared those reported total sales to the cost of goods sold of around $2 million reflected on Pellant's federal income tax returns and calculated an overall total reported book markup of around 35%. And this markup calculation is shown on Exhibit F, page 41. The department, however, could not verify the reasonableness of the reported book markups because Pellant did not provide supporting documents such as his current selling prices, cost prices, and purchase invoices or purchase journals. Second, Pellant did not provide his credit card sales for the audit period. Therefore, the department obtained Pellant's credit card sales for the period July 2019 through June 2022 from the department's internal sources. And this information is shown on Exhibit F, page 39. The department compared the credit card sales to the reported total sales and calculated an overall quarterly credit card sales ratio of around 49% for the audit period. And these calculations are shown on Exhibit F, page 46. During the audit fieldwork, Pellant did not provide the information required to determine his product mix and understand his pricing policies. Based on available information, the department considered this reported total book markup and reported credit card sales ratio as reasonable for Pellen's type of business. Therefore, the department accepted Pellen's reported total sales for the audit period. Third, the department then analyzed Pellen's claimed non-taxable sales for the audit period. Pellen claimed that he sold liquor as a marketplace seller through Distly, a marketplace facilitator. A marketplace facilitator is a person other than a delivery network company if they contract with marketplace sellers to facilitate the sales of the marketplace seller's product through a marketplace operated by a person or a related person for a fee or other consideration and perform certain activities directly or indirectly through related persons. Under the Marketplace Facilitator Act, effective October 1st, 2019, marketplace facilitators in California became responsible for collecting and remitting sales tax on retail sales. The department therefore accepted Pellen's marketplace facilitated sales as exempt. Pellen provided marketplace facilitators screen pictures to support his sales made through the marketplace facilitator for the period April 2020 through June 2022, and this is shown on Exhibit B. Based on those screen pictures, the department determined Pellen made around $1.7 million worth of sales through the marketplace facilitator, and this is shown on Exhibit F, page 35. The department then removed Pellen's marketplace facilitator sales from total sales and claimed non-taxable sales to determine total store sales and claimed non-taxable sales to calculate store sales percentages. And the information required to calculate these store sales and store sales percentages are shown on Exhibit F, page 34. The department compared the store claimed non-taxable sales with total store sales and calculated an overall non-taxable store sales percentage of around 53%, ranging from as low as 24% to as high as 64% for the audit period. And the information required to calculate these percentages are shown on Exhibit F, page 24. The department also analyzed available POS sales summaries for store sales from December 2022 through February 2023. Those records show that approximately 39% of Pellen store sales were non-taxable sales, and this calculation is shown on Exhibit F, page 36. When questioned about the disparity, Pellen was unable to provide verifiable documents to support his claimed non-taxable sales percentages. Therefore, the department conducted further investigation. The department scheduled the available store sales for the period December 2022 through February 2023 and segregated the product categories into the taxable and non-taxable items, and this is shown on Exhibit F, page 37. The department then compared the non-taxable store sales to total store sales and calculated an audited non-taxable store sales percentage of around 39%. And this calculation is on Exhibit F, page 36. Pelon did not provide reliable documents to demonstrate that his audited non-taxable store sales percentage was more than 39%. Therefore, this was the best available information to determine Pelon's non-taxable store sales percentage. As mentioned earlier, Pelon claimed that he sold liquor as a marketplace seller through Disley Marketplace Facilitator for the period April 2020 through June 2022. Based on Pelon provided Marketplace Facilitator screen pictures, the department scheduled Marketplace Facilitator sale of around $1.7 million for the period April 2020 through June 2022. And this is shown on Exhibit F, page 35. Marketplace Facilitator sales of around $1.7 million and claim sales tax reimbursement of around $86,000 were deducted from reported total sales to determine total store sales of around $2.1 million for the audit period. And this is shown on Exhibit F, page 34. The department then applied the audited non-taxable store sales percentage of around 39% to the reported total store sales to determine an audited non-taxable store sales amount of around $820,000 for the audit period. And this calculation is shown on Exhibit F, page 34. Audited non-taxable store sales were compared with the claim non-taxable store sale of around $1.1 million to determine Pelon's overclaim non-taxable sale of around $323,000 for the audit period. And this is shown on Exhibit F, page 23. The department then compared the overclaim non-taxable sales with the reported taxable sale of around $1 million to calculate the error rate of around 32% for the audit period. When the department is not satisfied with the accuracy of the sales and use tax return file, it may rely upon any facts contained in the return or upon any information that comes into the department's possession to determine if any tax liability exists. Taxpayer shall maintain and make available for examination on request by the department all records necessary to determine the correct tax liability under the sales and use tax laws, and all records necessary for the proper completion of the sales and use tax returns. When a taxpayer challenge and a notice of determination, the department has the burden to explain the basis for that deficiency. When the department explanation appears reasonable, the burden of proof shifts to the taxpayer to explain why the department asserted deficiency is not valid. Since Pelon failed to provide necessary records, the department used the best available information to determine the overclaimed non-taxable store sales for the audit period. The audit calculation of overclaimed non-taxable store sales based on the best available information was reasonable. Pelon claimed there are calculation errors in the audit. Pellant continues to contend that the sales volume during and after the COVID-19 pandemic periods are not representative of periods prior to pandemic. However, Pellant has not identified any errors in the department's calculation, nor provided any new document to support any changes to the first re-audit findings. In preparation for this oral hearing, the department reviewed the first re-audit findings and did not find any errors. The department also offered to conduct a shelf test and perform purchase segregation to re-examine the taxable and non-taxable sales percentages for 2 quarters, one during and another after pandemic. And this is shown on Exhibit A, pages 21 and 22. However, Pellant did not allow the department to conduct a shelf test and did not provide purchase invoices to perform purchase segregations. As a result, the department was not able to gather additional complete facts about his pricing policies and product mix. This also prevented the department from identifying his markups and product mix during and after the pandemic. Pellant has not provided any complete documents of original entries such as POS download with all folders and purchase invoices for any part of the audit period to support his contentions or to disprove the department's calculation of audited non-taxable store sales for this audit period. The audit calculation of overclaimed store sales was based on the best available information. The department continues to find it reasonable. Finally, the department imposed a negligence penalty based upon its determination that Pellant's books and records were incomplete and inadequate for sales and use tax purposes, and because Pellant failed to accurately report his claim non-taxable store sales. In analyzing the issue of negligence, one of the factors that must be considered is whether the taxpayer has been previously audited. A negligence penalty is not generally imposed when the taxpayer has not been previously audited. Nevertheless, even in connection with a first audit, imposition of a negligence penalty is warranted if there is evidence establishing that any bookkeeping and reporting errors cannot be attributable to the taxpayer's good faith and reasonable belief that its bookkeeping and reporting practices were in substantial compliance with the requirement of the sales and use tax law or regulations. Relevant factors such as general state of the books and records and the Pellant's business experience must be considered. And when the evidence clearly shows that the understatement is due to negligence, then the penalty applies even when the Pellant has not been previously audited. Specifically, the department noted Pellant failed to provide complete records for the audit period, and Pellant failed to provide documents of original entry to support his reported and claimed sales. Pellant's failure to provide complete books and records for the audit period is evidence of negligence. In addition, the audit examination disclosed overclaimed non-taxable store sales of around $323,000, which, when compared with the reported taxable sale of around $1 million for the audit period, results in an error rate of around 32%. This error rate is additional evidence of negligence. Again, the department determined audited non-taxable store sales based upon the best available information, while the appellant did not provide his complete books and records necessary for a secondary audit method to collaborate these re-audit findings. The available evidence demonstrate that the re-audit results are reasonable. Therefore, the department requests the appeal be denied. This concludes our presentation. We are available to answer any questions the panel may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judge Stanley, do you have any questions?
Yes, I was just wondering whether the department, when imposing the negligence penalty in particular, took into account the flood that allegedly destroyed the company's records so that they weren't available for the department to audit.
Judge Stanley, the negligence for this particular audit, the negligence penalty was determined because the inaccurate reporting. There was a 38% error rate. So for this audit, because of the inadequate, the appellant failed to report the correct amount of taxes.
Thank you.
Judge Vasek, do you have any questions?
I do not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple questions. Would the CDTFA please present its position as to taxpayers' argument that 75% of his taxable store sales is an overstatement based on his number of coolers and the items he sold in the store, please?
The appellant did not provide any documents to determine appellant's taxable sales, and appellant installed a new POS system, and it was listed, that invoice was listed in appellant's exhibit, and department only received the documents from the new POS system, and that was the reason that we use the 3 months after obtaining the new POS. So based on that new POS records, 39% is the non-taxable store sales percentage, and we also analyze their reporting and the last quarter of the audit period, that is second quarter 2022, the claim non-taxable store percentage is little less than 25%. So we believe it is our position that we identify the correct non-taxable sales percentage for this audit.
Thank you. And looking at the re-audit real quick, originally the disallowed credit was of $12,216, and it appears from the re-audit it was changed to $21,987, and I was hoping CDTFA could explain the change.
Yes, Judge. The department calculate the non-taxable store sales and compare that to the claim amount. In the original audit, the claim amount included sales tax, but it was a calculation error. So in the re-audit, we correctly remove the sales tax from the claim store sales and compare that to the audited non-taxable sales.
Thank you. And one more question. If my memory serves me correct, for audit, federal tax returns for 2020 and 21 were provided. Bank statements from October 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2022. Drizzly sales summaries from October 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2022. And point of sale summaries from December 1st, 2022 through February 28th, 2023. Is that correct? Great. Having said that, I would like CDTFA's position as to the audit and audit manual section 407.05, please.
This audit, the department use the federal income tax return, bank statements, credit card percentage, and determine that the total sales is correct, accepted. And the next step was to identify whether the taxable sale is correct. So the department didn't have any supporting documents or verify whatever the taxpayer provided to verify the accuracy of the claim amount. So the only available information the department had at the time of the field work is the sales reports from the new POS system. So that's the only information the department had, and we use that information to determine the non-taxable percentage. And the department provided Pellant the opportunity to provide other documents like purchase information to determine taxable and non-taxable purchase ratios, and also to do a shelf test before and after pandemic. The department did not got those information, and this is the only information that we have at this point to determine and identify the correct amount of tax.
Thank you. And I lied. I have one more question. You said during the audit, sales journals weren't provided, purchase invoices. Can you please repeat the list of the items requested that were not provided?
Requested or all the documents we requested listed in our engagement letter. That is page. That's the last page of the Exhibit A. I can give the exact exhibit. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Thank you.
That is Exhibit A. Oh, sorry.
It's Exhibit A, page 62.
And 63.
All right, hold on, please. Okay, so I am going to turn my next question to Mr. Albahu real quick. From my understanding, the point of sales was destroyed in the flood. However, was that the only thing that was destroyed document-wise?
I mean, everything got destroyed in the store. All the books I had were downstairs by the register, and everything leaked from upstairs to us. So basically, half of the store was dumped. Those are the pictures I showed you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you very much. And Mr. Albahu, having said that, you have time for your closing remarks.
Thank you.
Were given 5 minutes, but you used less time originally provided. So if you go over, please know that's fine. Having said that, you may begin.
Thank you. Your Honors, at the end of the day, I'm a small business owner who worked day and night to keep my business store open for the community during one of the hardest times in our history. I acted in good faith. I filed my taxes, and I always tried to do the right thing. All I ask to be judged fairly, not based on estimates or mistakes, but on the true reality of my business. I want to essentially thank you, Your Honor, and also CDTFA for listening to my case today. I truly appreciate the time and attention both of you have given me. Thank you for your time and considering my case.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask my co-panelists if they have any questions remaining for either party. Judge Stanley, do you have any questions?
Yes, I wanted to know about your reporting process before the flood. How did you come up with the numbers that you put onto the sales and use tax reports?
Yeah, I was reporting quarterly, Your Honor, to my accounting over the phone because we had a PO system. So I was reporting every 3 months. I was giving him the total sales and then the taxes. Based on my knowledge, I was giving him everything that I know, and based on that, he was paid taxes on my behalf.
Okay, so you would pull POS reports and provide that information to your accountant?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and how were you recording taxable sales after the flood then? Did you immediately get a new POS system?
Yeah, we had a ring up like an old cash register at that time, and then we had a new one because we have to install everything, all the items, because nothing was backing up. So I had a ring up cash and then a POS system on the side.
Okay, so, and you would use reports just from the POS system, or did you have some other kind of report from the cash register?
The POS system, the new one we installed, I was giving him all those reports, and those the reports I provided to the CDTFA.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Fasik, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
One further question. So I understand the shelf test was denied. Is there a reason, if having been upset with the way the audit was being conducted and the information that you were unable to give them because of the flood, was there a reason why you didn't try to do a shelf test, knowing that you had no records to support what you were reporting?
Yeah, Your Honor, the only thing, she wants to do a shelf test right after everything. I changed the whole concept of my store. My whole aisles change from bread, milk, stuff to things are taxable. I have different layout in the store, and I didn't think it's gonna make sense to do a shelf test after audit period. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. I want to thank everyone for participating in today's hearing. So if there's nothing further, I'm now concluding the hearing. The record is now closed, and the panel will issue a written opinion of today's OTA's decision with 100 days from today. The hearing in the appeal of Ramsey Albahu is now closed, and we are off the record. This concludes the hearing calendar for today. Hearings will resume tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, interpreter, for staying on the line. Thank you very much.